Hi. I'd like to illustrate pulse width modulation as a technique for getting voltages between a 0 volts and a maximum voltage. So you're looking at an oscilloscope right now, and 0 volts is right here where my index finger is. 5 volts is up here. And you see the output from the Arduino pulse width modulation pin. And so what you first notice is that all the time you're either at 0 volts or 5 volts. So the way the Arduino pretends it's putting out different voltages between 0 and 5 is the average amount of time it spends at 5. So if it's spending most of its time putting out 5 volts, then the output is pretty much 5 volts. But in a moment you'll see now most of the time is at 0 volts. It only is at 5 volts a short amount of time, so the voltage is close to 0 volts. Now when you're at 5 volts for half the time and 0 volts for the other half of the time, like we are just about now, half the time 5, half the time 0, then that's equivalent to putting out about 2.5 volts. So you can put out any voltage you want between 0 and 5 volts in a sense, or any average voltage you want between 0 and 5 volts with this technique of pulse width modulation, where you change the width of the 5 volt pulse, and that changes the average amount of time you're at 5 volts, and that simulates just constantly being at a different voltage.